Hello YouTube, it's Lion here with Hobbies of Man once again, and today we are doing another light novel review. Today we are reviewing Reborn as a space mercenary. I woke up piloting the strongest starship. Now this is written by Ryuto and illustrated by Tetsuhiro Nabeshima and published by Seven Seas under the airship title, as you guys can see right there. Or, sorry, not title, imprint. There you go, that's the right word. And the demographic here is adult, I would say. There's harem elements, and then there's like fade to black adult situations. So I would definitely label this an adult series, but it's still a light novel, so it's basically YA. I don't know. I don't know what the demographic is, and I don't know what the demographic for the manga is. So we'll just go with adult, right? Now, the genres here are sci-fi, isekai, and harem, like I said. And this does have a manga adaptation, which I think is actually about to come out or has already come out, also by Seven Seas. So you guys can read that instead. But I definitely recommend you read the light novel because it's a lot more part of the story, a lot quicker since it's a book and not manga. And the premise here is basically that this guy, Sato Takahiro, who goes by Hiro, awakens on a ship and in space, and now he has to become a mercenary like he was in his game Stella Online, and a load of isekai shenanigans await. Now this is a very standard premise for isekai manga or light novels. It's basically this guy played a video game. Eventually he gets reincarnated into a world that is basically like the video game, but he doesn't know all of the rules because the fact that it's real life now changes how the mechanics of the game worked, right? And so he's kind of struggling to kind of figure out what's the same and what's not, and that's kind of a general isekai video game world kind of plot line, right? However, the changes are that this is a sci-fi series. This deals with space and mercenaries and space pirates and stuff like that, so really good stuff. I really do enjoy it. Now, the plotline here is quite good. It starts off really quickly, literally in space immediately, and there's a space battle. We get to see Hiro and his ship, the Krishna, take on a load of space pirates who are trying to kind of kill him and take his ship. But Hiro seems to be a badass, and we move through the usual isekai introduction stuff after he manages to defeat these initial space pirates. Eventually, he moves on to grander adventures as a mercenary, but before he can really do that, he has to figure out what's going on with this world. He actually runs into a few cute girls. He basically adopts one of them, becomes friends with another one, and then gets hooked into a mercenary job by another one. So quite a lot of good stuff for Hiro here. And really, the plotline is great. It's very easy to read. It's very smooth. It transitions from one set of circumstances to the other very, very nicely. And we get to really enjoy quite a few cool dogfights and space battles. Really, really good stuff. I really did enjoy it. Characters-wise, I think it's really good. There's Hiro, who's not really our usual isekai loser. He's not like Kazuma or most very kind of like stupid incel-ish kind of virgin dudes that we get to see in isekai. He's actually quite badass and really, you know, cool and collected. I mean, he still has those kind of like very cutesy moments where he's like, oh my god, she's hot, what do I do? kind of things. But generally, he's just really cool, really badass. I really like him as a character. He has a very kind of pragmatic outlook and stuff like that. I really like him as a character. He's really well written. Now we have a few female characters, and really it's just Hiro and some female characters, and that's basically it. So the first female character we meet is Elma, who is this older merc. She's 5 years in the mercenary business, and she happens to be a space elf who is also 53 years old. And they make an emphasis of showing you her age, probably to show that elves are very long-lived. And of course she has cute little spiky ears, and you know, she's very lithe and svelte and stuff like that. And she's kind of funny. She's kind of like that older sister type where she kind of just like messes with the main character, but also is like stupid about it because she messes with him and then she gets in trouble. And then he has the saber butt, which is very kind of funny. Kind of reminds me of like Aqua a little bit, but without being like actually useless. Like she's actually quite useful and kind of meaningful to the plot line, unlike Aqua from Konosuba. And then we have Mimi, who is this really nice younger girl. She's about 17, I think, 16, something like that. Hiro is around 20, and Elma is, of course, 53. And she basically becomes Hiro's operator. She's his assistant on the ship. And Hiro saves her because, you know, he's still a good guy with a heart of gold, even though he's a mercenary, and kills quite mercilessly, actually. And she devotes her life to Hiro because he basically saved her from poverty and from quite a lot worse things than just poverty. So she also is the first girl that Hiro gets a relationship with, Elma being the second one later on. And then we have our last female character that's introduced, who is Serena, and she's this lieutenant of the police force on this Tarian system. And she has her eye on Hiro. She's very interested in him, and she's quite happy with the results that he brings in because he's very, very badass, like I said. And beyond that, there's quite a few more things that happen between the characters that I think are quite nice and very good. And I don't want to go beyond what I just said because half of the fun is figuring out how Hiro is going to interact with these female characters. So yeah, world building wise, I think it's pretty good. There's a good amount of techno babble. There's a bit of things that I missed, I think, because the Krishna has 4 arms, 4 weapon arms, and I don't think that ever gets explained early on. So like randomly he just has the 4 weapon arms and people refer to him as 4 arms, but like I never understood why until like near the end, where it was like, oh, the Krishna is the one that has the 4 arms. So watch out for that. Pay attention early on. I think I just didn't, and I missed a bit of information there. Other than that, it's a good sci-fi series. It has good stuff in that sense. It has cool ships, interesting food technology, basically like 3D printers that make food out of like algae products or something like that. Of course, there's insanely advanced weaponry. There is an interesting bit of what's it called, like artificial gravity and stuff like that. And you know, the politics of the system are kind of explained well enough that you kind of understand. There's 2 major powers. One of them is in control of the Tarian system, and there's this other one, which is, I think, the Empire and the Federation, and they're kind of closing in on each other into setting up a war, but, you know, it can't happen just yet because it's too big of an arc for the first book, so we can basically just deal with space pirates for most of the book. And yeah, well done with the world building as well. Art-wise, I think it's super solid. The female character designs are very cute and very attractive, and the art itself is actually quite nice as well. I really wish we had more of the mechanical design of things. I also just really like spaceships and how they look, but I don't really like when they're not really important to the plotline. Like the Krishna is just a badass ship, and that's that. But we don't ever get any specifications or, you know, important aspects of the ship or any mechanical design. We just get to see Hiro and some cute chicks, which, I mean, it makes sense. But I would have really liked to see some of those ships. So yeah, there you go. And that's basically it for that. Fanservice wise, there's a nice amount. There's some cute moments where we get to see images of the female characters looking very pretty. There's some moments where Hiro obviously has those like dude thoughts where he's just like, oh, her boobs, oh my god, you know, stuff like that. And then of course we also have these adult fade to black moments where Hiro lays with Mimi and Elma. So there you go. Like I said, this is definitely an adult title. Fade to black, so it's not anything too concerning or too kind of like raunchy for anyone. But if you don't like that type of stuff, don't read this. And yeah, rating wise, this is a 5 out of 5. I don't think it's the best thing ever, but it's a 5 out of 5 because I thoroughly enjoyed my time with it, and I can't wait to pick up volume 2. I really just loved this kind of laid back space opera-esque kind of story. very, very nicely done. It's very enjoyable, and I really enjoyed the space battles. They were really, really cool. I definitely recommend this title if you guys are interested in anything sci-fi, military sci-fi-esque. And in terms of similar titles, I would definitely say this is vaguely similar to Star Wars, but more of the like bounty hunter, smuggler side of things, right? Maybe not really like The Mandalorian, but somewhat like The Mandalorian, but more in line with like how you would assume Boba Fett and Han Solo kind of operate. And our main character, I would say, is somewhere in between Han Solo and Boba Fett in terms of coolness, and in terms of like suaveness. But he's not really as good as either of those characters. He's just like comparable, but very weakly to those two characters. Other things that are kind of similar are something like Halo or Odyssey 1, or the most similar thing that I have read before is actually an American harem-lit novel series called Star Justice by Michael Scott Earl. If you like this, you'll probably really enjoy Star Justice. However, Star Justice is a little bit different. It doesn't really just deal with like this dude that's a space mercenary, but actually has like a more thought out and more kind of meaningful plot line. And the first book is actually kind of slow compared to like books later on, but the romance is quite slow burn in that series as well. But it is really, really good, and it's very, very cool. And there's a lot of like cyberpunky kind of things in Star Justice that probably aren't too similar to this series, specifically Space Mercenary, but that are really, really good. Like if you want to level up the Space Mercenary series and into like reading something else that is similar but better, definitely check out Star Justice. So yeah, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. And if you guys want to support the channel, I do have a coffee now. So if you guys want to, you know, toss a coin to your manga tuber, please check out the link in the description down below. And yeah, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys later.